All right, if I wanted to encourage other Java developers, Spring developers to do more live coding, one of the things I might do is like help them, like give them the tools that might make it fun. And I've done this before, or I've kind of gone down this path in the past, messing with Twitch4j, and I should probably pull that up. And I've used it to build like a chatbot. It was a very simple chatbot, but chatbot nonetheless. And yeah, if I wanted to encourage others, you know, one thing I might do is help them by pushing out some cool stuff. So one of the things that I'm going to do here, or the thing that I'm working on now, is I've been spending a lot of time with Prometheus. I want to have some metrics. I want to be able to show some stuff from my lab. And I thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I could show some Twitch metrics for two reasons, right? Like help others have some fun, do some fun dev aside, you know, real Spring, aside from what I've been doing lately. And then, yeah, and just have some cool metrics to show. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm using Twitch4j, and I'll put that over in the chat. And hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully the audio is all right. If there's issues, as always, please help me out. Let me know. I'm going to try to make things visible. Try to keep my eye on chat somehow, but I also want to be able to look. So please continue to hold. Look at this. How are you? Thank you so much, Coach. I appreciate you being here. I'm just gonna do a little bit of dev in the afternoon. I just got to get a couple of other things. I'm live streaming to both Twitch and Kick. Even though Kick, I don't seem to be getting any engagement over there, just in case. I'm gonna leave that up over there. So let's jump back in. I've done a little pre-work where I was just getting started, and then I was kind of getting to that point where, you know, this is the stuff that I just want to play with. So here's my setup right now. My subscription count's not working, and the problem is that I get a 401 unauthorized. The scope of my credentials is not working, so I'm going to try a different endpoint. So I'm just basically capturing some metrics from the Twitch API, and then I'm going to expose them to a local registry. So I've got a registry configured over here, and what do I want to do? So in my service, I'm creating the credential manager. I want to create my metrics exporter. So this is where I'm actually doing the work of exporting metrics. I want to create another gauge that's going to capture, moderators, the number of moderators. So we'll expose it as this Twitch moderators value, and it's based on this object. And what it's going to do, it's going to tie to this Twitch metrics exporter get moderators counts. That's this method down here that I just created. And I have a method here that says, hey, let's go ahead and run these methods on a schedule. So every minute, let's run these metrics and let's see what those values are. I have to register this. Register it with my meter registry. So this is where I'm going to store those metrics. I'm going to move these down a little bit so I can see, so you can see. So I've got a subscriptions gauge and a moderators gauge that are automatically tied to these values. So now I'm going to call, whoops, I've got a little error here. What I want to do is call my Twitch client. I'm going to pass in this auth. Oops, I don't have an auth token. I need a, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a private final string auth token. populate that auth token on init. So in my constructor, I'm going to populate that auth token, and it's going to do this Twitch service get auth token. So then, just to make it like, it doesn't really change anything. It's just to make it a little bit easier to read. I'll do that for both. I'm going to do the same thing with that broadcaster ID. Hey, oh, Tukes, I appreciate you. I don't know about the best. I think that might be, definitely might be Jitter Ted. He's my favorite. But I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better, and I'm trying to stream a little bit more, right? Show some of these things. So, Tukes, this might be something that's interesting to you. I've started a new Spring Boot project. Actually, let me go ahead and commit it so you can follow along if you would like. I'm at a fairly I'm going to finish this one piece. I'm at a fairly decent stopping point, and I'll do a commit so that you can go and share. So that's broadcaster ID. I'm just kind of setting up some easier to read. Is it? Did I expose it? Yeah, I get broadcaster ID. Right. On the subscription counts, yeah. So I'm going to change this one to broadcaster ID. That's all good. And then same here, null, null. So I think I'm in good shape. I'm going to look back here. I am going to see what I've got. Add some stuff, git commit. This is and let's go ahead and push that. This should work. Hopefully I didn't push any secrets. Let's go and double check that. So this exists on Java Grunt. Hello. Not that one. This should be in GitHub Java Grunt, and this Java Grunt service Twitch. I should update the name here. This is right now it's a metrics exporter. But let me just make sure I didn't push any. So these are the values that you need. I'm pulling them. Oh, I'm not pulling them from the right place. Let me go fix that. I'm a little nervous. If I pull this, I want to get some values from my secret store, but obviously I don't want to put those on the stream. So, and I don't like even have them on my file system. So when I come into this project, you know what I think I'm going to have to do? I think I'll have to close this. I know that I have to, but I'll edit in here. I'm going to get the username value of Twitch exporter. And that's what I've called that value inside of my secret store, which is Bitwarden. Bitwarden is an open source secret store that you can use. They also have a commercial product. But I'm going to close this IDE. And then I'm going to go back here, and it's going to ask me, it's going to say, hey, do you really want to like reuse these environment variables? And I do. And it's going to ask me to log in. And, oh, it says not found. So I did something wrong. Oh, and I think I know what I need to do. BW sync. And let's try this. All right, so now I can see that I've got my secrets. Before it was saying, hey, those aren't found. So I had to sync. I had to catch up with what I had in my service. All right, so now I've got hopefully the proper environment variables. I'm going to reopen my IDE. So now my application is going to get those values, and it's going to get those here. It's pulling them in from my environment. That's how I'm populating them. And then in my application sweet. I'm not showing off any secrets, just showing you where it's getting those values from. So now we can run and we can kind of see an example of where we're at right now. I've got a test. Actually, let me push these back out. Okay. Now I want to add that. Fix those refs. So now you can play along. There's not a lot of code here. We're just getting started. What this service is going to do, I should probably put that in the README, but I'll talk it now. I'll update it later. This service is just going to stand up, and every minute it's going to call out to the Twitch API using the client ID and secret that I've presented. And yeah, it's going to capture some metrics. And once it captures those metrics, let's see, we did this. So this is the one that's broken. I want to just here, return, yep, that size. And I said, hey, Twitch, wait, why is it doing Twitch service.get client versus Twitch client? What's the difference here? Let me look. See, I could do this Twitch client as well. I don't need a reference to the Twitch service. I can do this, simplify, which Twitch client, which I'm going to get from the Twitch service. This dot Twitch client equals Twitch service. I get client. I don't need a reference to that service, do I? I don't think I do. We'll find out. So here I can just do Twitch client get helix, do those things, and here as well, Twitch client get helix. Now the funny thing is that might have fixed the problem that I was having, where I was calling the wrong client. This is simplified. Okay, get helix, then get moderators. Those should match up, and execute. I get a result list back. Wait, what's wrong here? Get moderators is deprecated. Uh-oh. So let's take a look at the API. Twitch API Helix, get moderators. It's supposed to get a moderator list. There's nothing here that says it's deprecated. It takes 4 values. So usually when we have a deprecated method, and just because it's deprecated doesn't mean I can't use it. Okay, so this deprecated in favor of get moderators integer, where the last RAM is the number of objects retrieved. Okay, I can do that. So let's go back here, and the good thing is I don't need 20. The good thing is I don't have a lot of moderators, so 20 should be plenty for now. But that's a magic number. Maybe we can fix that later. So here we go, get moderators count, results, get moderators for each moderator. I'm just going to spit it out into my logs. That's okay. But I want to get that size, and that size, because I've got this moderators count tied to this gauge here, that should show up in my metrics. So let's give it a run. I'm over here at my test application. I'm going to go ahead and run this guy. Let's see. So what I was seeing, okay, it's starting up a Zipkin in the back end, and what I was seeing before, I expect missing client ID, get credential by client credentials. So I'm doing something wrong. That's a new error, but I don't know which side it's coming from. So let's take a look at where we're at. Web application started a new thread. We're good. Started a new thread, but failed to stop it. Okay. All right. Error creating bean Twitch metrics exporter. Error creating bean Twitch service. Okay, that's not good. Failed to instantiate constructor for Twitch service. What did I do wrong? Twitch service. Am I not pulling the values properly? I did just change that. Again, trying to not put my secrets. Get credential by client credential. Missing client ID. So maybe my values aren't populating the way I expected them to. So let me try another way here. I have a terminal where I should have those. And what I'm going to do is mdw spring boot. And I'm going to do test-run. And we'll see if this starts. So the problem is my envrc properties weren't getting passed into my IDE. And I thought by opening my IDE from that folder that would handle it. So let's see what we see here. Unexpected error on get subscriptions. All right, this is what I know I was getting before, and I'm expecting to see a 401, right? So it says missing scope. This is what I was dealing with before I started the stream. But I also, I don't see an error from, but I also don't see a log of the, I don't see a log of my moderators. Why? In my metrics exporter, I should, did it error before it called that? Possibly. So, you know what I could do? I could just do this. I can just say, on these, each of them, at scheduled fixed delay, so just run every minute. And then they're independent. Okay. That says I can't return anything. Oh, that's right. So we'll go back. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. So we're going to do this, except we're going to do it a slightly different way. I want to make it so that if I call one of these and they fail, no big deal. So the smarter way, right, is to do this. Let's put this, let's surround it with a try catch. But it's not going to throw an exception, right? Maybe it will. A Hystrix runtime exception, yeah. So that's fine. Twitch exporter, get subscription count. Fantastic. And then return 0. So this way, this shouldn't fail. So that this call doesn't fail, I'm going to handle that error. I'll put a 0 into my metrics, and that's good. It's just going to say, hey, in my metrics, it's going to look like I don't have any subscriptions. I'll do the same thing on the get moderators count. I think I can go like this, and I can refactor. I'm trying to get better at using my IDE. I want to maybe generate surround. I'm looking for the surround with try catch. Oops. Code. I'm looking for the, there we go, surround width, try catch. Fantastic. So we're doing that. Let's do copy our similar error message. And if it doesn't get a moderator's count, instead of failing to do everything else, let's make sure that we return a message or return a value. So let's clean this up and let's try that again. So it's running every 60 seconds. It's still going. Let's stop that run. Computer. Computer. All right. Let's try this again. So I saw the error on both get subscription count and get moderator count. It says failed, no callback available. But I don't see the error. I kind of want to see the stack, right? This one was telling me before I got the error. And I was seeing that it was because of the scope, and now it's hidden. All right, but do I really care? Right, this is where I'm at. It's just getting the message. You know what I could do? I could just do it this. Get stack trace. Right. The stack trace. Oops. I want to get all the stuff, not just the message. All right. What am I missing here? Nope, that's just gonna look like, hey, I want to, please hold. I'm going to say, hey, what's up? Java, catch. In a Java try catch block, I want to log the error message and print the stack trace. I don't know this stuff. I gotta do more of it. I gotta get used to it. But I don't want the stack trace to go to system out. I want the stack trace to go to my logs. Yeah. Oh, you just send it? I guess that's fine. Yeah, they're all just sending the entire exception. Okay. That makes sense. Oh, I don't want this. this was doing a formatter. All right. All right, let's do that again. See if we can get our output. And see what's up. How come the moderators is having an issue? We pass in the auth token, we pass in the broadcaster ID. Let's take a look here. And it says I've got a valid credential. So let's see. Clean, spring, boot, test run. Let's do it again. All right, the ID must match the user ID. Okay, in the request OAuth token. All right, that's interesting. So on get moderators, first of all, let's go back to the first one. On get subscriptions, I'm expecting it was the 401 and hey, you don't have the right scope. Okay, that's what I was getting before. Down here on get moderators says the ID and broadcaster ID must match the user ID found in the request OAuth token. I'm wondering if it doesn't really need a ID. Let's take a look here. When I do this, hello? Huh? Hmm? All right. This says broadcaster ID. It's passing in a broadcaster ID and a user ID. Wait. It's passing in a broadcaster ID and a user ID. That's interesting. But the broadcaster ID, what I was doing here was I set up broadcaster ID, get the users, use this access token that I have set up. I wasn't asking for any user IDs to filter on. I was just saying, hey, get me the singleton list for just me, for just Java Grunt. And I get an ID back, right? And I see that that ID is this, but it's saying that ID, which that's me, that ID somehow doesn't match. Doesn't match the access token. So when I ask for an access token, I'm asking this client ID and client secret. Wait a minute. It said the broadcaster ID must match the user ID found in the request OAuth token. So inside of that OAuth token, there's a user ID. No, I did client credentials. So it's weird. I don't expose secrets. So I'm trying to figure out like, hey, what can I do here? If it's just me, yeah, I'll just let's print them out and let's see what those values are. But we probably don't want to do that, right? So let's stop this. I wish I could just run this inside of my IDE. I don't know why that's not working. I am trying this new UI. Yeah, update. For IntelliJ. So what's the smart way to do this? Maybe the smart way to do it is to make some tests. I don't want to authenticate a bunch of times, but I do want to authenticate. What did I just say? Twitch service is new Twitch service. See, I don't want to pass in secrets. I want to... I'm thinking. I'm just thinking. Step back. I'm gonna close my IDE one more time. I'm gonna see if I can open it and get my stuff. Right. So here I should get what's in my environment. I'm not sure why I'm not. Try this again. No, it didn't work. Why? What am I doing wrong? Plugins. So when I go over here to my run configurations, enable Deriv, run edit configurations. It shouldn't matter, right? Wait, application. All right, let's try that again. Run. Oh, did this one finish? Oh, let's try that again. Hello. We're in a weird state. Let's try her again. Let's try it again. What could possibly go wrong? All of it. All of it. We're in a bad state. Hello. Yep. We're gonna do this. Oh, I can't even do that. Oh, fantastic. Let's try it over here. One more time. Okay, should have my configurations set. I'm gonna let it do its thing. I'm not gonna rush. And let's run our test application. Let's see what we got. Okay, so this is good. So now our ENVA RC is working. The broadcaster ID must match. So this is where we're at. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at our, I have an OAuth2 credential, which won't have my secret. I have a temporary token. Let's debug. All right, let's stop that one. Let's debug and let's see if we can take a look at that token. Token doesn't have a username. Oh, right. So when I did when I register, yeah, I don't think you get one. So maybe I can't do this. It seems weird, right? So I think OOP a lot, object oriented. That's just the way my mind works. And that's just from experience, but I'm trying to expand and learn and, yeah, and grow. and try, because I know that there's definitely benefits to both. It depends on the situation. So there's not like a one size fits all. So I want to learn both. Hopefully that was a decent answer. But yeah, I'm working on it. So I'm starting to think that maybe the way that I register, my identity here, and I ask for a scoped access token, maybe yeah, this is client credentials. I find Spring Boot Java code so clean and easy to read. It's hard, right? And I don't know, I'm trying to teach my son, and like, where do you start? It can be overwhelming, but I think it's easy to adopt. So that's my take. And by teaching my son, I'm going to try to kind of reset some of my expectations and assumptions. If I call on the moderator, I would like to get some value back, right? That's it. I just like to get some value. This one doesn't need to get information about active streams. Streams are returned sorted by number of current viewers across multiple pages of results. There may be duplicate or missing streams as viewers join and leave streams. The response. So let's look at an example here. Get the top 5 streams. No, I don't want that. Return streams broadcast by one or more specified user IDs. So let's try this. What is it going to give me back? Response JSON payload with a data field and array of stream information elements. Let's try this. Get stream. We just like to get something. Let's get one of these to work. Get stream nut markers. Stream Twitch client. Get Helix. Get streams, not limit. I want user ID. User ID is a list. A list of strings. Where am I? I want a list of strings, which I really just want. The channel. I have the channel. Not the broadcast ID. let's pass it in as well. Metrics exporter. So I have the channel. Channel equals channel. I'd like to access that, please. So we're down here. Otherwise channel. Required type. Wait, what? It said it wanted a list of strings. Game ID, oh, language, and then user ID. Limit game ID, wait, so let's make that null. Game ID, null. Oh, what did I do? Limit, what's community ID? Specified game ID, okay. Wait. Oh, I get this auth token. Limit community game IDs. What is it trying to say here? This is the user IDs. What is this? User logins. What is user logins? Return streams broadcast by one or more specified user login names. User IDs. Oh, it's a user login, I think is what I want to do. All right, so this is hopefully get streams. What are we arguing about here? Deprecated API. Let's go take a look and see what is it saying. Oh, I'll bet you it's a pagination. Right, deprecated in favor of simply remove the argument for community ID. Okay, we can do that. Cool. And we have a stream. We should just have one stream, right? This is going to actually return a result list. Stream list. Okay, let's change this to info. Get ID and title. I should just have one. That's all I need to do. I'm just trying to get something to work. So let's go back up here to get a stream. Actually, let's do that first. I'm just trying to get one of these calls to work. All right, get it to work. Then we'll make it right. Fantastic. And let's try it again. I should have put a debug in there, but we should see this. Here's where we are for that access token. Go ahead. application's running. Broadcaster ID doesn't match. Right. Oh, here we go. So we were able to call. We got a ID. Hello. We were able to get an ID. Not here. Here. From the stream and the stream's title. So this is the active stream. This is what we're doing right now. Wait, so fantastic. Now I'm not able to get moderators because the broadcaster ID. So let's see if we can get anything else. Stream tags, like users. Get information about one or more specified Twitch users. No. Like, what else can I get from the stream? Let's take a look and see what we get. Let's do this. See if we can, if there's a 2-string, and we can see what else is in that stream. So let's stop it. Do that. Yeah, and let's rerun it. Let's see what's going on. Right, so I have an ID, I have a user ID, I have a user login, I have a username, I have a game ID, which is weird because I'm not playing the game. A thumbnail URL, language is mature, tag IDs. Started, I have a viewer count. So there's one way that I could get that from the stream. Oh, interesting. The game name, this is the category. Okay. So this is a live stream and viewer count. So this is one way that I could get the viewer count for a live stream. But how would I get like, what if it's not live? How do I tell the difference? I feel like there was a should we see what comes back from this? Print user list. Yeah, let's just see. So there's the get stream. Let's just do the same thing for user. So now that we actually are able to hit something, I could spit out our live metrics here. I could say, hey, integer get live viewer count. And do this exact same thing where it gets the stream. Instead of returning this, I'm only getting one. I'm hoping I only get one. So let me say stream equals, yep, result list get stream 0. And then I don't really need that. Package-debug, or I can just leave it. And I will return stream. All right, so I'm showing what I got. Let's return it. If I got error, now I can go here. I can say stream equals get stream, and yep, return 0. So what I'm saying here, what I think I'm saying, is I'm going to get the live viewer count, just like we saw here, viewer count. And if it's live, then return that value. Yeah, fantastic. Then let's add another gauge. Boy, it sure would be nice if I could get some metrics working. So here we go. We expect this to work. Get live viewer count. I'm going to add that to my list here. I can just say get live. Why does it want to do that? There we go. Fantastic, this should work. So stop, and let's do it again. Simple, you go into these projects and you think it's going to be simple. I always think it's going to be simple. Stream, we got our stream. So what I think we have, I think we should have a metric. So now if I go over here, I look at my app that's running, localhost, actuator, and because I've had them exposed for Prometheus, if I go here and I say Twitch live viewer count, and it is accurately showing that one. So now the cool thing is when I deploy this and I have it running and I have my Prometheus scraping, Prometheus does a pull, it'll go and ask like, hey sirs, is there anybody live? If my application or if my stream is not live, I probably shouldn't do the others. So maybe I do one of these where if how would I decide if it's live? Is that the option here? When I do stream, gets information about active streams. Streams are returned sorted by number of current viewers across multiple pages. So if stream is null, if stream is not null, if get stream not null, then get viewer count. And I might do some other things about active. But these metrics, subscription count and moderator count, those should be, those are things that move all the time. How do I get like a followers, users? Get information about one or more specified Twitch users. Users are identified by optional user IDs and or login name. If neither user ID The user is looked up by bearer token. Okay, so let's just go get some user info. Yeah, this one should be it, right? So let's go back to our metrics, exporter. Let's, where we were getting the stream, let's do the same thing. Let's do a user. And let's do it, yeah, similar. User list, Twitch client. Yeah, get a helix. Let's get the users. Here's my auth token, the user IDs, or usernames. Yep, and I'm going to do the username, which is the same as the channel. Let's do that, and I should get a user list. I only want one. If user list, if it's not empty, then do that. Otherwise, return null. I'm okay with that. Does that look right? It looks right to me. Let's see what we get. So if we get user. Let's do this, user, that, because I want to like maybe, possibly, yeah, see, and then let's return that user. I just want to take a peek at it before I send it back. That's it. So now rerunning this, is there any metrics? Well, we could go here and take a look at what kind of stuff we might get from a user. The ID, login name, display name, type, broadcaster type, description, profile, image, offline image, view count, the total number of views of the user's channel. This field will contain stale data beginning, okay, and will eventually no longer be populated due to Twitch changes, okay? You know, so I don't get anything from this, really. Maybe there's more. That's kind of lame, but let's run it and let's see. So we are getting stream. Let's also do user. If get user. Cool. That's fine for now. Stop. All right, let's run it again. I expect to see some of the user information that I get back. User, I got ID, I got display name, I got type, I got description. Profile image URL, created at. So there's nothing really there that I can use. So let's keep on going. Get information on follow relationships between two users. Information returned is sorted in order, most recent follow first. This can return information like who is lyric following, who is following lyric. That's what I would like to do. The response has a JSON payload with a data field containing an array of follow relationships. So let's take a look. Follow list, get followers, access token for user. Let's see if that works. So I'll do it the same way. I'll get the follow list, and then I'll just get the count. Follow list, get followers. Let's do it this way. All right, help me out. We're going to say follow list, Twitch client, get Helix, pass in the auth token. Oh, it's asking for that broadcaster ID again. No, it's not. The request returns information about users who are being followed. About users who are following. I don't need the from ID. The request about users who are following that ID. I want that. And this, oh, it's supposed to be a user ID. So I would say like get user dot get ID. And after, that's the cursor limit. Limit 100. We're to start fetching the next set of results in a multi-page response. The cursor value specified here is from the pagination response field. So I want to have a after and a limit. Get followers. I want to pass in a string after and integer limit. So I'm doing this if not empty. No, I don't even need that. If it's null, it'll pass null. That's fine. Same here. Limit. Except I'm going to default to 100. I don't even know how that. That's the max. Get followers is deprecated. Let's go see in favor of what? Deprecated without prior notice. Twitch has restricted this endpoint to client IDs that were using it before. Further, Twitch will shut down this endpoint in favor of get channel followers. Okay, get channel followers. So I don't think that's over here, right? But we'll figure it out. Get channel followers. Let's see if we can find that. Twitch, Helix, get channel followers. Searching. So this is a case where get channel followers, where it's just the documentation isn't in sync with the code, and that's okay, right? So let's take a look at what this wants. It wants the OAuth token. Oh, it wants a broadcaster ID. So this auth token needs moderator read followers from the broadcaster or their moderator. The broadcaster ID whose list of followers is being, okay, so that's cool. The user ID, all right, so I don't need that. So I want the OAuth token, and then I want I think it's the broadcaster ID. I think it's a broadcaster ID. OAuth token broadcaster ID. This can be null, then limit and after. So those are switched. So it's an inbound followers. Inbound followers. Let's take a look. Inbound followers. Inbound followers. So we can do that. We can hopefully see some values. Yeah, we're implementing methods on this this API. That's it. We're not doing anything real fancy. Oh, I didn't call it followers. I could do this. It would be nice. Hey, Argon. I like to use optional for getting stuff from APIs, but this highly depends on how you want to do your error handling. Right. So let me think about that. I see what you're saying. For now, right? So I'm just starting here, and yeah, I'm really just kind of starting on the API. So I get that. I get what you're saying. And really, I don't know if I'm there just yet because I'm not really doing anything. But that's a good point. That's a very solid point. Let me take a peek here. Yeah, make it work. Let's see if I got anything. I'm going to change these because these ones are not working for me. So I'm going to do this. These ones are not working yet. So let's just take a break from those. To make it a little bit cleaner while we're doing this. So the idea here, Argon, thanks first of all for joining. The idea is I'm trying to get some metrics. I want to provide an easy to use metrics exporter. Like if you were doing Spring and you wanted to come and be, do more live coding, everybody kind of does the chatbot, and that's kind of like your, I don't know, it feels like that's kind of the, hey, this is how you get into streaming, is you go in and you build a chatbot for your stream. And I would like to encourage others to stream more often. So I'm going to build this little tool that's going to capture some metrics from the Twitch API, so that you can capture metrics and all that good stuff. I've messed around with this API in the past, but it was honestly a long time ago. I think it was before the Helix API was GA. So this is it. I'm just trying to build a tool that does some things. So we're going to use a micrometer and do some interesting metrics and capture it. I'm doing other Prometheus stuff. So here's just an example of something that we can do. And hopefully it'll help encourage other Java Spring developers to come out and stream more often. That's the goal. So here we've got some inbound followers. It has a total. But that's really the only thing that I wanted. I don't want to have to page. I got this inbound followers and it has a total count. So that's fantastic. So I don't need to stream. So cool. I'm not doing this. I was going to do like a recursive if I get more, but I don't need that. So let's change this. Yeah, I don't even need that. I'm going to leave that. And my null. Leave this null. So all that I need in order to get followers count, this is where I do the metric part, right? Chatbot is boring. Like, yeah, I get it. It's fun, right? The thing about streaming is the interaction, right? If I were to just make a video and put it on YouTube, doing what I'm doing now, nobody's really going to watch that. But because you and I can have a conversation, because you can help me, like that, there's some really cool stuff. And some of the things that people are doing with their chatbots is really amazing. So yeah, I'll get back to there because what my chatbot will do, not really chatbot, I'm going to let you run commands on infrastructure. So yesterday I built some enclosures for my Raspberry Pis. I made them out of Legos because I've got a bunch of these little devices and sensors that through my chatbot, you're going to be able to control, like change the camera, or start the train, or move a camera, like do these interesting things and interact with what's happening here. And of course, do it all through Spring, right? And that interface. So the goal for me is to have everything interface through Spring. This is how I practice Spring and how I learn more, and yeah, and then share and encourage others. So we'll get back to that. Yeah. So what we expect now is like this, like followers number is there. So I'm going to stop this because now I want to capture that followers number and I want to put that as a metric. So let's do this where we do the get followers. That just goes and gets the followers object. What I want to do is I want to get followers count, right? So here is the integer get followers count, or I should say inbound followers for consistency. Get inbound followers, and then get inbound followers count. And all that's doing is calling get inbound followers dot get total. So that's the metric that'll come back, and I can return that metric. I should just do this, right? Or I should do this, right? This is where we're at that optional, right? So here we are. Yeah, null pointer. Yeah. So hey, Pink Emma, how are you? Have you seen Nippa FX work on Spring Twitch chatbot? No. So let me go and do this. This is bad. You will do the calls twice. Oh, because this is right. This is bad. Thank you for that. So let's fix that. I don't want to do the calls twice. So let's not do the call twice. Really, all I need is this. Oh. That's all I need. I can get rid of that. Get inbound followers count. All right, so we solved that. I could save the result as a variable. I could save the result as a variable. And then I could use it later, right? Not this one. Nope. Inbound followers. Okay, and then if inbound followers isn't null, oops. Then get the total. And check, right? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So now this integer that I get back from here, this is what I want to tie to a gauge. And then this is where I'm throwing it, Twitch inbound followers. Get inbound followers count, boom, dot, register, like put these into my registry. So here we are. We can get a followers count. That's working. Did we get anything from the user? No, not yet. We have the active live viewer count. So here's what's happening. You know, some of these are working, some of these are not. Get inbound followers. I don't need this. I don't even need this. I can just do get inbound followers. Fantastic. So we're going to just leave these out for now. Every minute this exporter is running, we can see it running down here. It's going to go and it's going to get the user. We're not doing anything with that. I don't really need to make that call. We're not doing anything with it yet. It doesn't give me anything. But I can get the stream. And if the stream is live, then get the live viewer count. But this, again, might be doing multiple calls. Right? It is. So first I'm checking, hey, get the stream. Why don't I just do get live viewer count and do the exact same thing that we just did? Make it consistent. Get live viewer count. Stream, get stream, boom. If stream doesn't equal null, then get live viewer count. It was already like that, except I was doing the extra call up here. So now we can get the viewer count, follower count. And these are just metrics. So fantastic. Let's run it. All right, this service can run. right now it's making a couple of API calls every minute to the Twitch API. I hope that that's within the, constraints. So we got some stuff here. I do see this in my logs twice. So we might need to fix that. But we got a stream ID, and we also got a live and a viewer count. So yay. So what that means is if I go back over here and I hit refresh, this is the Prometheus endpoint where it's taking those metrics and it's pushing those metrics out onto the actuator. I should now have Twitch inbound. So now I can see that, hey, there's the 225, and yeah, we're doing great. So I notice you don't use Lombok SLF4j annotation. This SLF4j annotation, that's like really my one holdover. I'm trying to use records more than Lombok, but yeah, I like Lombok. I've always liked Lombok, but as we migrate to, I'm going to try to make all of these native images, so we have a smaller footprint. I got Raspberry Pis. That's the goal. These applications that I do on stream, my production environment is Raspberry Pis or Libra computers, La Potato, those small single board computers, but I can run Spring grade applications. I'm just taking an extra step to do the AOT processing and make them into native images. So I can run them on these 2 gigabyte boards or half a gigabyte boards. So that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I like it. It's great. Look, Argon likes it. So that's what we're doing. So now we've done some stuff, and now we've also realized that the API, the documentation that we have here, doesn't really match what's available in the API. So I feel like if I want to do some more stuff, what other metrics can I get? I want to go here into my Helix. I want to see what else I got. So in my interface, I got some stuff that I can do. I got soundtrack, playlist. I don't know what that is. Let's do it this way. Get extension analytics, game analytics URL, get cheer emotes. What does that mean? Retrieves a list of available cheer emotes, animated emotes to which viewers can assign bits to cheer in chat. Okay. I just want, what are ones that are metrics? So have you used GraalVM's AOT compilation? Absolutely, that is my jam. I do this a lot. So let's pause. This is a great question, and let's see. We've got a application here that, of course, when I created it, not of course, like when I created it, I said, hey, let's make sure to have the GraalVM. I'm going to be embarrassed if I didn't. There we go. GraalVM build tools. That's going to have access to the metadata repository and allow me to do a native build. So let's stop this and let's jump over here. This is the same spot. Here's the problem. I have it looking for Zipkin. But I don't have a Zipkin installed. So if I wanted to like stand this up, let me just do this. I'm going to take out Zipkin for now. Please hold. Here we go. I'm going to comment out Zipkin. Whoops. I'm going to comment out Zipkin so that it starts. I'm going to comment this out. Totally okay, right? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do MVNW clean package. Like run all the tests, which we just commented out. We don't have any tests, but let's do this. Let's see. Let's make sure that we can do the stuff. So test work thing is passed. Now let's see if we can compile using the AOT processing. MVNW spring or -p native compile, and let's just see. Let's see if this application, it's going to take its configs that I've given it. Those configs are going to be set. It's getting them from the environment. Oh, and it says the GUI tool is not found. Oh, let's see if I have SDK list for Java -version. I got to use the right version of Java. Okay, so let's do SDK list Java pipe red. Grawl. Switch to a Grawl version. Let's switch to this one. Wait, no, this one. Community edition. And let's just see how we're doing. SDK use Java this. Can I do SDK? I don't remember what it is. Now we've got Grawl, AOT processing, and let's see if it works. So I do. Now, the AOT processing requires some help, right? It doesn't know how to do reflection. So if this Twitch API is using a lot of reflection, we might not get a good result. It might not work. But the Spring framework is going to help us out. The Spring framework bits are going to be there. We may need to provide some hints on the Twitch4j API, and that's what it looks like. So it looks like we're not going to be able to do this out of the box, and that's fine. That's fine. We can come back. So classes that should be initialized at runtime got initialized during image building. Okay. So it's going to need some hints. Use trace class. But I'm not going to go down that path right now. And this is just one of those things that we're going to run into. I can come back to that later. But yes, I do that a lot. So I'm going to scoot back. We'll come back to that. And that's a good little exercise. So I know that I have more work to do. So here, I was going to take a look. I was looking at the API somewhere. Extensions, update extensions, get bits leaderboard. No. No, don't do that. Create custom reward. So this API that we're using has a lot of interesting stuff, right? Let's just see what kind of analytics we can get. Charity campaign gets information about the charity campaign that a broadcaster is running. I'm not doing that yet. Send chat announcement. No. Get channel chat badges. Gets a list of custom chat badges that can be used in chat for the specified channel. This includes subscriber badges and bit badges. Maybe get global chat badges. Get chatters. There's something, right? get the list of users that are connected to the specified broadcaster's chat session. This endpoint is an open beta and could face breaking changes. Sure, like we're fine. Like let's get chatters. It returns a chatter list. Let's try it. So we're just trying to, I don't really care about the names. I just want like how many chatters are there. So let's do the same thing. Let's just start here. We're going to say chatters list. Get chatters list. Chatters list. And Helix, I'll bet you this is get chatters. Is that what it was? Get chatters. Auth token broadcaster ID. So the auth token, the ID of the broadcaster whose list of chatters you want to get, the moderator ID or broadcaster. This ID must match the user ID. So that's required. Let's see, does that, I really just want the total, right? Let's see if it has total. Fantastic. So let's see if we can do this. We are going to say, hey, there's auth, there's a broadcaster ID. Let's see if we can do it without a moderator ID. And just go, and then we get chatters list and return chatters list. Cool. Fantastic. And then let's do it as a metric. Same. Get inbound follower count. Nope. Get chatters count. Inbound. Nope. Chatters list. If chatters list doesn't equal null, chatters list. This is where I had that duplicate before. Chatters list doesn't equal null, then do this. And we just saw this. This is input followers. So that should remove this duplicate here. All right. So let's see. Chatters count. Let's go back up here and make it a metric. You know, something that we're exposing. Builder. Twitch chatters. Get chatters count. Dot register that value into my media registry. That's it. So Raja says, I feel like developing with AOT would be very slow if it takes minutes to compile and run your tests that require reflection stuff. I understand the benefits, but it sacrifices developer experience. Am I wrong? Don't do it that way. So you can do your development the same way you normally do, right? Just like I'm doing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to deliver this as a native image, but I'm not going to do that locally. I'm not going to do all that. I'm not wasting my time with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to develop this the way I normally do, the way we all, know and love inside of our IDE. And when it's time to build native images, I'm going to do that on my pipeline. I'm going to let my builder create those native images. So I'll create a native image for x86. I'll create one for ARM64, and I'll create one that has both, and I'll have one that creates a JVM so that I can just pick and choose. But my tests are all going to pass for all of those different versions, and I can validate that the AOT image Works the same as my JVM image by running tests against them both. But I'm going to do that in my pipeline. I'm not going to do that in my local development. So don't sacrifice your development experience. That's not the point. But I can save. Let's go show this quick demo. I'm going to show you the point. So this is a demo that I do all the time. Actually, I need to update it. CD Fun, because we had some releases last week, right? So let's go into this open rewrite. I need to fix this, right? I need to make a open rewrite upgrade Spring Boot 3. But let's just do this one. Spring Boot upgrade example. And let's do this. I'm going to fix one line because I want it to do 3.2. I want to change that. 3.2. And let's see if this works. So this demo, we're going to start with Java 8 and we're going to build a Spring Boot 2.6 application. Old Spring. Oh, we might not be able to do this. Oh, we can't build Spring Boot 2.6 anymore. You can't do it from the initializer. You know why? Because Spring Boot 2.6 isn't available. If we go to here, spring.io, I kind of feel like this is a mistake. Because we might have commercial support still for Spring Boot 2.6 and 2.7, but we can't create them from the initializer. So I need to fix these demos. But let's do it this way. Let's make it instead of 2.6, let's make it a 3.0. Let's make it 3.0. Oh, this is crazy. Crazy times. So, start with Java 8. Let's try to build a Spring Boot 3.0 application. Okay, oh, nope. Didn't like that either. Start.spring.io. The oldest I can do is 3.1. Let's see if we can do 3.1.1. Let's see. Let's try it again. We're going to build Java 8. Start with Java 8. Let's see if we can build a Spring Boot 3.1.0. Maybe. Okay, that worked. So now let's run it. We're running our... Oh, nope. I can't do it this way. Because with Spring Boot 3.0, let's do this. Let's go here. Let's just make a Spring Boot 3.2 application. I'm going to make it easy. Web. And actuator. All right, let's generate this demo. Nope, not. I'm going to do it with Maven. And we'll use Java 21. Let's generate it. And I just want to show you the difference of why. Let's replace that. So let's go back over here and let's go to my downloads. Do we have a demo? Unzip demo. C demo. All right. So we're going to do this. mdnw spring boot run. We're going to grab this process ID. This is our Spring Boot app that we just started. It's a simple Spring Boot 3.2 app running on, I believe, Java 21. Let's look. Let's make sure. Let's stop it. We're going to do a side by side. I want you to see why. So that, yeah, do it in the pipeline. But I want you to see why you should even consider it. Java-version. Nope, let's switch. SDK, use Java. Oops. SDK, use Java 21.0.21.0.1 -grawl CE. Okay, now let's do mvnw spring boot run. So now we're using Java 21, the latest GA. We got this process ID. So I'm going to go into another window, but I'm going to grab this process ID, Control C, and I'm going to say vmap this process pipe grep. How much physical memory is it using right now? 161 megs. Okay, like that's just the physical memory. It's not the whole stack. It's just one metric from that app. So let's stop it. So that's with the JVM running Java 21. Now let's take a minute. Hello. And let's do mvnw-p. Let's do the native compilation. Native compile. And just do the same thing. So it's grabbing latest versions of stuff. It's Spring Boot 3.2, latest version of everything. And you're asking yourself, like, why would I spend time with the AOT processing? Like, yeah, don't mess up your developer experience. Do this stuff right here, this extra minute or minute and a half, do this stuff in your pipeline. And I'm going to show you why it's worth doing in your pipeline. Spring Boot makes it easy, right? It's my same Spring Boot app. I don't have to do anything else. I get this AOT processing, I get it out of the box with Spring, right? The Spring projects are supporting this. This is why we made a lot of the changes, why the Spring team made a lot of the changes over the last couple of years, right? So Spring Boot 3.0 came out in November of last year, a year ago. Spring Boot 3.2 just came out last Thursday. So now we're on Spring Boot 3.2. But with Spring Boot 3.0, we made that change where you can't use Java 8 anymore. You can't use Java 11. You rebase to Java 17. You have to at least have Java 17 in order to use Spring Boot 3. But with that, you know, hey, yeah, we took away Java 8 and 11, but they gave you this AOT processing. So pushing the bar a little bit, making it so that you have to, upgrade your JVM version, which you should be doing anyways. But in return, you get this AOT processing. So here it took 1 minute and 17 seconds, but let's take a look at what we got. So now I've got this demo that's a statically linked native binary. Let's run that, and let's run it in the background. So I've got the same process ID, 3569. Let's see what we get there. VM map 3569 pipe grep physical. There, that's why you do it. We had 161.3 megabytes of physical memory down to 38.5 megabytes. That's why you do it. This is the reason why you want to have the AOT processing done in your pipeline. This is the reason that you don't want to be doing it in your inner loop, in your regular day-to-day. Don't waste that time. Put it in the pipeline. But the results are the same, right? If I go here and I go look, like it's still my Spring Boot app. Localhost 8080 actuator health. It's up, it's running, it's Spring Boot. Except now it's only taking 38.5 megabytes. So I realized I have to update some demos. So thanks for the question. Hopefully that makes sense. You definitely want to be looking at the AOT processing as an option, especially if you're deploying things to Raspberry Pis like I am. I don't have cloud money. I've got Raspberry Pi money. So this allows me to deploy a lot more applications on a 512 megabyte Raspberry Pi than this does. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's do this. Let's kill dash 9 3 5 6 9. All right. Cool. Fantastic. Good. That makes me happy. We'll leave that there. So we are now back. Now we're trying to get our Twitch chatters. So very similar process here where we're doing we want to capture those chatters as a metric that's going to be exposed to our Prometheus endpoint. We're going to make sure that this looks like it's working. Inbound followers, chatters count, chatters list, gets the chatters. Yep. So what we're also expecting, one of the other changes, I shouldn't see this inbound followers twice, 2 times in a row. So let's run it and see what we get. All right, so I've given it some credentials. I see this stream, I see inbound followers. I do not see chatters list. Oh, because I didn't add it to my list. That's why. I didn't add it to my method that gets called every second, right? I did this. I need to add get chatters count. So that metric is only going to happen when that get chatters method is called. So now I'm going to call it on start and every time, every 60 seconds. Let's try it again. We have an issue here. Missing required parameter, moderator ID. So moderator ID is a required parameter. So where we were here, I'm wondering, not inbound followers, we're on this one. The API, oops, over here, it says moderator ID, the ID of the moderator or the specified broadcaster. So I should just be able to use the broadcaster ID, right? Let's try it. Let's try it. Yeah, dude, man. Yes, Prometheus metrics for Twitch. The idea is, first of all, like, let's do some metrics. Let's show how we can add some metrics to my Prometheus endpoint. And then hopefully this is the kind of tool that will encourage more Java Spring developers to live code on Twitch. I also am streaming on Kick, and Kick doesn't have an API yet, but it's just this kind of thing that can make it fun, right? You can't improve what you can't measure, right? But hopefully this is one of those tools that'll help encourage others to come in. But yeah, thank you. And welcome back. I appreciate it. So now we're calling this, we're passing what we think is going to fix this error, and we're going to try it again. Seems like we have a problem again. So missing user OAuth token. So this is unauthorized. I can't call this chatters. It's a missing it. So I can't use my client credentials token to call this endpoint. Again, frustrating. Yes, I was at KCDC this year. I did. I presented at KCDC for the last couple years. So yeah. Were you there? Did you have fun? What was your favorite? Let's see if we can try. I'm going to leave that there, but I'm not going to call it, and I'm going to keep on going. I'm just looking at other endpoints that I could just call to throw out some metrics. Get user chat color. Update user chat color. Get channel emotes. Get global emotes. Get emotes sets. Send shout out. Get chat settings. I'm just looking for the things that might be able to capture some metric. Get code status. Gets the status of one or more provided codes. I don't even know what that means. Redeem code. Oh, okay. Get drops entitlements. Get drops entitlements. Update drops entitlements. Create event subscription. Creates an event subscription. Delete event sub. Get event sub. I enjoyed getting to see Jitter Ted in person, and his talks were very nice. I wish I'd have known about you at the time. Yeah, I'm up and coming. I'm new to the space of presenting in conferences and all that kind of stuff. This is why I'm trying to do more streaming, getting more comfortable doing live code in front of folks. So yeah. Let's keep on keeping on. I am in the Kansas City area, so I'm also an organizer for the Kansas City Jug. So if you're in the area and you love Java, like, come hang out with us. Kansas City Jug. Extension chat message. Get extension configuration segment. There's a lot of stuff in this. Get extension live channels. I don't know if there's any other metrics. Like, what other metrics should I be looking for? Get channel information for users. Channel information list. What is that going to give me? Yeah, maybe not. Update channel information, search channels, get soundtrack, current track. I didn't know there was like a soundtrack thing. I need to explore that. Hours streamed. That's probably not a bad. Like, how would I find that? That would have to be. That's got to be somewhere, right? Snooze. Start commercial. Followed. Channels. Channel followers. Channel VIPs. That's a good one, right? I'll bet you that's got a total. It does not. But it'd still be pretty cool, right? The number. Well, I think the hour streamed is a better one. Let's see if we can find that. Channel VIP. Create clip. Get clip. Get clips. You know, clips would be a good one too, right? There's a pagination in it. Yeah. Yeah, we'll come back to that one. I want to find the hours. Content classification labels. Games. Creator goals. Hype train events. Gets the information of the most recent hype train of the given channel ID. After 5 days of no hype train has been active, the endpoint will return. Okay. Hype train events. Ingest servers. Manage automod held. Get automod. Update automod. Get banned users. That might be another fun one. Like banned user and VIP. That's kind of the same, right? Same bucket. Blocked terms. Okay. Add block term. Remove block term. Delete chat message. Get, like, why doesn't this work? Oh, because it was the user. It needed to be a user token. It can't be the client token. So I got to figure out how to do that. Add channel moderator. Remove channel moderator. Get moderators. Wait, what? Wait. Here's get moderators. Didn't I just see another get moderators? Oh, this is deprecated in favor of get moderators. Okay. And get moderator events. Get moderator events. Get shield. What? So there's a lot of stuff I don't know about this. Polls, create poll, end poll. Get predictions, create predictions, end predictions. Start raid. Cancel raid. Get top games. I should have a channel stream schedule. Get channel internet calendar response. I don't know what these are. I got a lot of work to do. Create stream schedule segment. Get streams. Right, we did that, right? Yep. Get streams. Get followed streams. Get stream key. Get all stream tags. Get stream tags. Replace stream tags. Create stream marker. Get stream markers. Get subscriptions. I tried doing that. Get all subscribers of a channel, but again, it needs a user auth token. And I'm doing the client. Get subscriptions by user, because this isn't a tool that I'm using to go and do things. I don't want to log in and get the auth token. I'm doing this as a service, computer to computer. Get subscriptions by user, auth token, broadcaster ID, user IDs. Okay. Get subscription events. Check user subscription. Get teams. That's something I haven't heard a lot about lately, is the teams. Get channel teams. Get users. Get user block list. Block user. Unblock user. Get followers. Create follow. Update user. Delete user. Get user extensions. Get user active extensions. Get videos. Oh, here. Get videos. Get video information by video ID, user ID, or game ID. So I can get a user ID. The response has a JSON payload with a data field containing an array of video elements. For lookup by user or game, pagination is available along with them. So you may apply several filters to get a subset of the videos. If filters are applied as an AND operation, the filters apply. So if we do, so this one also needs a user token or app access token. Okay, this is good. ID, the videos that you want to get. User ID, the ID of the user whose list of videos you want to get. All right, so let's try this. We can get those. And let's see if that video list has pagination, but does the video have a time? Oh, there you go. You have like view count and duration. So you could get duration for your videos. But now the cool thing would be like the aggregate. Where do I get the aggregate of that? Do I want to go in and calculate that? So let's put a pin on this one. Because that would be cool. That's a way to get, it's not hours watched though. That's just duration. We want to see this hours streamed. Oops, this one. Oh, where did I go? That one. We want to see hours streamed. Yeah, get videos is for VODs, I guess. Get streams could work. So I know that they're, like when I go to the analytics page, I know it's there for like hours viewed. And let me go back here. But like that one seems like the interesting one, right? Or an interesting one. And there was a section called Analytics. Download analytics for their extensions. It's just for extensions. And this is just for games. There's got to be more, right? So this is a different API. Gets VIPs, moderators, staff, admins, and normal viewers that are currently present in the chat. Chatters. Oh. Interesting. So yeah, it's weird. Oh wait, this is pub sub. That's just for events. Yeah, where would you think that you get the metrics? Let's see if there's more. But this is a good spot. You know, I did some baby steps here. Yeah, followers, active viewers. We'll get rid of this. Let's stop it. Let's run this thing again. So yeah, it's doing this thing. So if I were to take this and just deploy it, we want actuator Prometheus. I will have some Twitch inbound followers. I'll have a metric, Twitch chatters. I'll have a metric. Now, how come Twitch chatters is 0? That's interesting. Why is that 0? Is there a time limit or a time window around that? Chatters. Get inbound, get chatters count, get chatters. Chatters list. Was there a time box around that? It says it's open beta. Could face breaking changes. So, oh wait, no, this one didn't work. That's why it didn't work. Yeah. Thanks. I commented out. Thanks, bud. So yeah, I just got a couple. I got a couple metrics. And is there anything else? The goal I think is get the hours streamed. That would be a fun one. Yeah, but I don't know that they do that. Oh, I know how they do it. For those things, they have like a download that you have to do. So like in the back, in their analytics dashboard, like there's a download that you have to do, and they give you like a report. So let's wrap this one up because those are the interesting, like, cool metrics. But we can do both, right? So this is kind of our this is the same metrics that you see when you go to my channel. But I would like to be able to show some of the ones that you get from the back end, the analytics stuff. And I believe that there's a download that you get. So what would be cool is to just set up something that goes and pulls that down and pumps that into the same Prometheus time series database, right? But these are two different things. So what I think I'd like to do is let's wrap this one up. It's going and doing its thing. Let's wrap this one up, and yeah, and then we'll take a break and we'll work on that one next, the pulling the metrics. So let's do some of our cleanup. I definitely want this to be looking for Zipkin. I kind of want to remove the methods that I'm not using. I guess another to do is to go back and get the user token, which I don't know if I want to do that, but maybe I'll get those metrics from the other side. So yeah, here, I'm going to remove these. I got live viewer count, inbound followers, chat. I'm just going to remove these ones. Moderator gauge, I'm going to remove them. Subscription gauge. Yeah, because those ones are, I'm not using them. So let's just get rid of them. We'll clean it up, moderators. We know how to do it. Like, I'm not saving any time by leaving them there. Get live viewer count. That works. We're getting that from our stream. Get user. I don't really need that. It doesn't provide me any metrics, so let's get rid of that. We played around with the API. Get inbound follower count. Those are the only two that I'm doing. Chatters we don't need. Right. So right now I've simplified. We're making it so it's just the stuff that's working. We got a couple of gauges. They're going to spit out. We have live viewer count and inbound followers. Those are going to spit out. Oh wait, I don't. Okay, that's cool. So the properties that I pass in for this are just client ID, client secret, and the channel. And I've got metrics. I'm obviously exposing things to Prometheus. I have all the other health metrics of this application. But then I also have Zipkin. So I can do traces. I can see like, hey, yeah, what's happening when I make that call. So let's call that good. What are these little live viewer counts? I've never used, so I could just do this, right? Let's verify. And yeah, let's see. So we have the stream ID, which should have a live viewer count somewhere in it. Cool. And the subscription count, cool. Let's see if we can hit that metric. Hit it here. Live viewer count. Oh. Live. Okay, they're spitting out. Cool. Are they updating? Hopefully. But at least they're there. We are set. I think this is a good stopping point. That was fun. We did it. Let's take it and let's do the extra steps. So one of the other things that I want to do is I don't want to have a bunch of GitHub actions that I go and update. I like to have centralized CI/CD. So that's another thing we can show live. But all that I want to do, all that I want you to have to do is like just git commit, git status. Let's add this stuff. Commit. We have 2 working metrics. Twitch inbound followers. Twitch live viewer count. And Twitch inbound followers. So let's get that be done. So what we did today was we made a Twitch metrics exporter. It's only exporting 2 metrics, but it shows kind of the example, and it's interesting metrics nonetheless. We made it so it's pulling in a couple of properties, so anybody should be able to go and grab this. I probably shouldn't set this if I want to make it friendly for others, right? Let's go ahead and make that change. Yeah, and that's it. Let's add that. Remove. Boom. How would you write automated tests for Twitch metric Explorer class? That's a great question. What would we want to do? What would we want to do? So you want to break it down into the smallest units possible. So one thing, here, we have our test class that I can run, but that's not what we're going to do. We would do it over here. So the first thing is you don't want to have like hard-coded, I don't want to have to require access to the Twitch API, so that makes this one kind of weird. Let's kind of reorganize and rename a little bit. Because the first thing I'm doing is setting up a credential manager. And what would be smart is maybe pull some of the stuff that I'm doing inside of my constructor, pull that out. Also, this redirect URL, I should probably pull that out too. But I want to check and make sure that I could create a valid credential. But a lot of this stuff, it's required it's accessing their API. So how far do you go? It's not a unit test, it's an integration test, right? If I'm going to pass in credentials that I'm going to test against, but the better idea is I would use something like this. And I'm not going to do that right now. But like this is the pattern where I'd say, hey, like when I make this call, I expect this to come back, spring call contract. And this would be a way to validate the rest of that code, as where I could say, hey, when I'm calling, this doesn't do anything, this doesn't do anything, I'm just adding a identity provider. When I say get a scoped access token, with this, I would say, hey, call that. And when you do call that with this, you get a token back that has this as its scope. So I could mock out that service and say, when you're making this call, return this value. And I could just do that with regular mocks, actually. That's probably the way that I would do it. It's just in my test, I'd have a bunch of mocks for the Twitch API. And then I'd have those values returned. That's good. So let me do this. So there's a couple of things I want to do. So Raja, that's a good question, and I don't want to not come back to it. I want to show that because that is definitely a valuable. I think that's a good, thing to show. So there's a couple of things I want to do. There's another thing that I want to do. I want to So I got some to-dos on this, but I've been streaming for a little while and my kids are home. So all of my changes are here. They're ready for you to take a look. PRs are welcome if you're wanting to play around. I should update a README and update my licenses. So yeah, let me just do that. But I'm gonna call it good for now, and I'll come back. So it's not like we're not done. We're not gonna leave it here. We'll come back and we'll mess more with this later. And yeah, with that, I think we're in a good spot. Any questions? Was there any other questions with what we're doing? Any questions about anything before I wrap up? Other than that, thanks for joining. It was fun. It was fun. Until next time. Take care.